In this video, we're going to discuss how to replace an FE Petro STP. Remember, this is a two-man job. Make sure you have your safety vest, gloves, glasses or face shield, and a hard hat. Bag the affected grade that you're working on, use your lockout tagout kit, and test the affected grade to make sure that it is not pumping fuel. Follow your confined space entry protocol. Close the ball valve. Loosen the 3/4 inch captive bolt holding the yoke down. If it's rusted, use penetrating oil. Do not break this bolt. Loosen and remove the flathead brass cover covering the bleed screw. Then loosen the bleed screw. This will bleed most of the product out of the head of the motor. Remove the two 9/16 bolts holding the motor to the motor housing. These could be rusted. If they are, use some penetrating oil and some patience. When you begin to lift the motor, it may be very difficult because there are 3 Packer O-rings sealing the motor to the motor housing. Once you begin to lift the motor, rest the motor on top of the housing until the rest of the fuel drains out of it. The person standing on the lot simply walks the top of the motor away. The person in the hole gets out of the hole, and then you can two-man lift the motor away from the edge. Using a 1/4 inch Allen wrench, remove the Allen bolts holding the STP to the extractable. With a 1/4 inch Allen wrench, remove the Allen bolts holding the STP to the extractable. Do not save the gasket, the bolts, or the washers. New comes with the new STP. Make sure that you place the new gasket lettering side down. Line up the reference pin on the STP to the extractable. Also make sure that you line up the reference bump on the pigtail to the STP. Once the gasket is in place and the STP is aligned to the extractable, it will not pull on the whole way. You can use those bolts to finish tightening it. Tighten the bolts in a crossing 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern as shown here. Once you're sure everything is tightened, you can use the two-man lift and lift the extractable back, resting it on top of the housing. Once it is on top of the housing and you have your grip set, then you can begin lowering it with a two-man lift. Lower the motor back into place. Lower the motor back into place. You may have to apply downward pressure while you're wiggling it back and forth to get it past those Packer O-rings. Once it's in place, go ahead and install the two 9/16 bolts. Once you have the two 9/16 bolts tightened, you can apply dielectric grease to the yoke fittings if you have any. Swing the yoke back into place and tighten the 3/4 inch bolt holding the yoke. Don't forget to open the ball valve. Now remove the lockout tagout from the breaker panel. Go back out and authorize a pump and attempt to pump. Once you've verified that you can pump, go back out to the STP and make sure you have no leaks. If you are sure you have no leaks, open the pumps back up to the customers. Once customers have started pumping, go back to the STP and verify again that there are no leaks on your system. I'd like to thank DP580 for letting me tag along to a training to record this video.